Legends of Runeterra, this is Riot's all-digital card game based on the League IP. For people that are newer to my content, I actually spent a few months doing a bunch of Runeterra, and I bounced off it, not only because the metrics were a little middling, but their gameplay also slid into a very combo-centric format that I wasn't a huge fan of. But they recently rotated their card pool, and whether it's a rotation or a giant ban list is up to debate and largely semantics, but what they essentially did was they retired a bunch of older cards, and they didn't just retire all of the cards that were the oldest, like games like Magic the Gathering and Pokemon and others do. They instead retired a bunch of cards that had specific types of play patterns. So I'm not going to go through the whole list here now. You can look it up online. But by and large, it looks like they got rid of a lot of the combo-centric cards that didn't care about combat, which I think is probably a good thing. I'm hoping this plays well. I think Runeterra is a really good game when its combat matters. I've net decked a few things. How do I play? I think this is ranked. These menus are all there. We're gonna start with Echo Jinx. Standard, casual, or standard ranked. Okay. We're silver 2, it looks like. I think that's silver. So let's hit the play game button. Legends of Runeterra is the most visually stunning digital card game that exists. The audio and visual design is second to literally none in this IP, or in this genre of game. 3rd out of 4. Thank you for the 3rd of a year, by the way. If you're still here, appreciate the prime. Hack Mage, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you checking out the sponsor. And Steakhouse, 6 to 22 months. It might be iron. It's probably whatever the bottom is. Foster, thank you for the brand new prime. I get to see... Okay, I can see their deck. Okay, so their Pike Rec size. This is the Lurk deck. I'm going to keep my 2 predicts early. We're going to keep our Echo. The mulligans in this game are partial. So you have 4 cards in your hand, and you get to mulligan any number of them. This deck is essentially looking to set up Echo, where you predict 4 times, and then he levels up and gets more powerful, and then he does some stuff. We have a bunch of cards that predict. Predict lets me look at these 3 cards and pick one to put on top of my deck. Play, predict. If you pick a Darken or an equipment, give me 1/1. I think I want the cheap 1-drop on top of my deck for next turn. So for today's stream, rather than doing Snap first and my variety game second, I am doing the variety game first in Runeterra because Snap is a card release this afternoon. I want to be able to play with the new card drop when it happens this afternoon. Put Mystic Shot on top. Let me shoot one of their things. So attacking in this game is one player declares attackers, the other gets to line up blockers as they choose. So I declare an attack. They can choose to block one of their things. Combat is similar-ish to Magic the Gathering. Twisted Fate rotated, which I think is good. I don't think I want to play the Ancient Preparations yet because I have a Mystic Shot on top of my deck that I want to draw. You see, I had an unused energy that turn. It turns into what's called a spell mana. You could carry over energy across turns, basically. Yes, you have 20 life until you die. The gameplay is somewhat similar to... Runeterra is kind of like if Magic the Gathering was designed after 1995. 1993, whatever it originally came out. And then this is attacking me, but I could go ahead and Mystic Shot it, which deals 2 to it. The eye is one of the neatest things, so it kind of tells me how things are going to work. You see, if it tells me if I do nothing, I'm going to take 4 and go to 14. But if I line up Mystic Shot here in the middle and then look at the eye, it tells me I'm staying at 18, and I'm going to shoot their thing. They do have 2 energy here, so they could have some kind of combat trick or way to protect their door eventually. I'm going to go ahead and drop prep here. Get to predict again. Ooh, we found a friend. Augmented Clock Link seems really good. I think we just keep that one in general. So Echo, when he strikes, creates a fleeting time trick. And when we eventually level him up, that time trick becomes free. So we're gonna get to level him next turn, which is great. This grants an enemy vulnerable. Vulnerable means they can force my thing to block it, so they can basically eat my 1/3 now. I'm gonna go ahead and play Echo out here.
Time-traveling genius, punk buddy.
Well, I'd be weirded out if I wasn't.
Oh, they're attacking me. Oh, this one starts with a free attack. Okay. 2/2. I was like, it's my turn to attack. Where? Attack. So this lets me predict for free and throws Jinx on top. But more importantly, this prediction levels Echo.
Future is whatever I make it. This is my future.
Zoe rotated, unfortunately. Yeah, the champion levels up are very big animations. Yeah, Echo Zillion was my favorite deck before things rotated, and this is fairly close to that. Zillion rotated, but Echo is still cool. Yeah, I love the way the cards talk to each other too. It makes the game board feel very alive. I have an extra Echo in my hand already, so we'll just grab the Jinx here.
Right, I remember this.
So we're pretty far ahead on board right now, but they've lurked up their Dorkos. If they hit a Pike, he can strike my stuff. Augmented Clock Link and see what we draw. Chrono Break is perfect. Chrono Break means that we'll likely actually, with the 2 energy Chrono Break draw, God, this is gross. I get to block here and then Chrono Break and attack them. So Chrono Break not only restores my things that died, but it also rallies, which means I get an option to attack. And Chrono Break's a very powerful card that you can't actually put into your deck. 3 copies of Chrono Break were added to my deck when we leveled Echo up. So it's kind of like what the deck is looking to set up is set up Echo. You get this powerful Chrono Break card. Time tricks are free, but they are also fleeting, which means that they go away, so we need to use them right now before they disappear. And then next turn, I have the option to attack. So at the start of the turn, I'm going to get to go ahead and start by attacking, which means my opponent doesn't have a chance to deploy blockers. They're probably dead here.
This is my future.
Crack up for 11. Frozen Tundra, thank you for the half year, by the way. Welcome back. Lots of colors and lights. You can see we've played a bit of Echo. Yes, we were ahead for most of that game. And no joke, the game looks exactly this good on mobile as it does streaming here on my PC. It's good. watch usernames. Is this the same person or is this a different person? We're attacking on. Yes, it also runs very smoothly. Different person, same deck. Okay. Am I keeping Jinx in my opener? Usually I'm just keeping predict cards and echo and mulliganing not predict cards and not echo. Or basically, our deck is convinced we want to keep Jinx. How free-to-play friendly is this one? Runeterra is literally the most free-to-play friendly card game. When you grab the units, you can pick up one and sweep them across to grab them all at once. Oh yeah, and talking about visually stunning, you can click on this in the corner. Every one of these pieces of artwork has a full art you can click into. It's actually just super tops. For this trade here. Actually, this trade might be bad. It might be better to save this for their lurkers. Zappa, thanks for the 4 years. Welcome back. So, so each player plays every turn, and there's a priority that passes back and forth. With the big thing that alternates is who's attacking. So you can see my opponent has the attack token here, so it's their turn to declare attackers and my turn to declare blockers. I would love Echo.
In this timeline,
this is gonna be a turn 4 level Echo again, right? How long does one match take? It depends on your deck. They can be long though. It is definitely not as quick as Snap.
Real good to see you.
I'm gonna do this actually. So damage persists over turn, so I do 1 to theirs, they do 2 to me. Because I'm gonna start the turn by attacking with my 2/3, and then if they block here, I can Scrying Sands to take their thing and give it -2 attack. Hey, Bootman, thanks for the 5 months. Thanks for the 5 years. I did not play any of this off stream before jumping in. I just grabbed a couple of deck lists off the internet, and here we are. Now, again, I could carry all of this energy over to the next turn, and I can't play any units this turn anyway, so I think I just do that and let this pass. For people asking me about metagame stuff for this game, I genuinely don't know. These are my first games playing Runeterra post the rotation, so I just grabbed this deck list and a couple others. We're gonna play a few games with this, so we'll try a couple. We're gonna do a couple hours of Runeterra this morning to start before we switch on over to Snappalappin'. I have to craft a bunch of new stuff. For a couple of the decks, I had to craft like a dozen cards. For this one, I only had to craft like 3 cards, which is also part of the reason I'm starting with it, because I wanted to not have to read quite as much. It says skip block, but they made my thing vulnerable, so they forced the block here.
Echo!
Echo.
New tech, new tricks, new day, new Zon.
I think I skip and take a random here. None of these are great.
Oh, right. I remember this.
I'll put a backup Echo on top of my deck here. Echo levels, we get a Chrono Break. Or Chrono Breaks in our deck.
This is for Zon!
For Zon!
I do my own stunts.
Well, can they punish me with something if I play Jinx out? Anybody know, does Alert deck have something with more than 5 power? Are there any slow, or 5 toughness, or any slow spells? I almost feel, I feel like they could pike me. Their own quicksand. I mean, they're quicksanding me either way, right? Well, I ought to play Jinx and put the pressure on here.
And them.
Man, I miss you so much.
Yeah, Pike's a fast spell, right? That happens regardless.
Heading topside. It's not safe.
So you can see here, the eye is showing me. Oh. Pike's coming in, 2 of my things are dying, their thing is dying, I'm getting, what's it called in my hand? Maybe I'm supposed to save this with the crying sand.
I try.
And it's unfortunate because there's a echo on top of my deck that I don't want to predict away, but this is fleeting, so I need to use it up. Forge Chief's actually a great pull here because there's a good chance they start the turn by attacking. So I want to
remember, we're the ones who make progress.
I want to play another blocker here. Quicksand looking good into their quick attack pike. I assume their pike's gonna pull my vulnerable Dorko here.
I wasn't ready either.
Thanks for the 5 years, by the way, Weens. It's been a trip. Good to have you around still. To give you -4. And then again, you can see here, the eye shows me those 3 things are dying. I'm taking 4. This is generating me a time trick. What are the big departures besides Twisted Fate? Anivia rotated. Lee Sin rotated. Fiora, the combo card that kills 4 things and wins the game, rotated. They rotated almost all the toxic shit I hated. I was very happy to see the list of cards they pushed out. I would love a backup
All
echo.
coming back to me now.
We must tell our stories, lest they be forgotten.
Echo deserves more play. We're playing him right now. He's lovely.
Gotta focus.
Gotta focus. How much I need to put in this game to get a deck? It looks neat. So the free-to-play is quite friendly, but the thing to note about their economy is Marvel Snap. Runeterra does this really novel thing where they let you just buy the cards you want directly. The average deck costs somewhere between like 15 and 30 bucks depending on exactly which cards are in it. Usually they're somewhere in the middle around 20. I mean, I think we just... Is it crazy just like Chrono Break and smack them again? That's the play, right?
Deja vu isn't what it used to be.
This game is popular as Snap. It is not. The free-to-play is relatively quick. So, the price tag is if you're looking to buy outright and grind nothing.
This is my future.
Yeah, forcing this off the table is huge here. I think I'm just letting this trade. Am I letting that trade happen? I'm a zero. Oh my gosh! And right of negation. Well, I guess we're gonna use this. Right negation would be a good one to find. They really want to kill my Dorko, huh? Okay, I'm gonna let it go this time.
Hear us.
Rate of negation would mean Pike can't even get them back in the game. Part of me wonders if I'm just supposed to take the guaranteed rate of negation, but I have a hard time giving up a card draw here. I'm gonna stick this chat.
All coming back to
Cured
me
by
now.
drawing cards. Second backup echo. Yeah, if you're into single player card games, they also have a full, essentially Slay the Spire-esque game mode called Path of Champions. That's single player. It's also in the client. Our next teams have an all-right matchup into this. We've played it. We have a sample size of 2 now, so we could say sample size of 2. That's enough for Reddit to say our matchup is good, right? How are the Unite metrics yesterday? They were okay. I think we average a little over 1,000 people for 2 hours, which is not terrible.
No time like the present. Move it along, man.
Move it along, man. The champions heckling people that are playing slowly is also kind of my spirit animal. Chaos Sniper. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for the entire year of support. They are retreating because Hey, decent dot. Thanks for the 2 months. I appreciate it. It's been a hot second since I've played Runeterra. Emma. Check it out with the rotation. They rotated a lot of the cards that annoyed me previously, so. Yeah, they actually made Sentry a little bit awkward with his buff. Leona Diana. Those are fun. I imported a Leona deck. She's one of my favorite champions. Looks like she was good. Again, I'm just gonna mulligan everything that's not predict cards or echo, because we're basically just a turbo echo deck. Cultist was a solid upgrade for this archetype. I got 1-drop that predicts the straight. I already have all my predicts teed up, so I think I'm just gonna skip this and take random on top, because I just want echo at this point. I watched Arcade Netflix. I did. It was excellent. Now, if I play Aspiring Chronomancer out, I can attack with both of my cards. However, if I play the Chronomancer, my opponent gets a chance to play out blockers before I attack, meaning I might not have profitable attack. So rather than playing this, I'm just going to start the turn by attacking, because it gets in 2 points of damage. If they're the Daybreak deck, they probably have the 3/6, or the 3/2 that becomes a 3/6 or 3/5 or whatever. Yeah, that card. Look at that. I remembered a card. It was a staple in Leona decks. Easy Buzz, thank you for the 4.5 years. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Again, just
In
looking
this
for echo.
timeline, we're sure to say
We have lots of predicts, so finding echo is usually not a problem. Daybreak is an added effect if it's the first card they play in a turn. So this was their first card. It gets to stun one of my things. Really sad that we just drew a second drop border. These come into play for free if we catch them in predictions. That's fine. We've run kind of hot with the drop borders
Heads
in
up.
the previous games, so. Hit a little bad variance here.
These are my streets.
Go ahead and let these bounce off of each other. Does this deck ever level up Jinx? I would be surprised if we ever level up Jinx. Maybe in your games where you don't draw Echo, you level her up. I have to imagine in any game where anything's going remotely close to plan, you're not leveling up Jinx at this deck, basically.
Rules are made to be broken. Like buildings.
I just copy and pasted the Echo deck I saw on the internet. I mean, she's also just like a fine stat line, right? Like a 4/3 quick attack is like fine. There's our lad. Yeah, what's a different PNZ or Subaru card I could play over Jinx? Now, I am not committed to any of the cards any of the decks we're playing today, chat. They are copy and pasted off of the
Daylight
internet.
breaks on the battlefield. Behold the divine power of the sun!
The divine power of the sun. Has she always had... They buffed her a lot, right? Is my brain bad, or did she not... The barrier and challenger are new, right? She's fucking crap. That is a massive buff.
Man, I love this board.
Feel the sun's glory.
I try.
I love it when things
It's been like I said, it's been a while since we played this one.
If it ain't my favorite time-traveling genius, punk buddy.
Well, I'd be weirded out if I wasn't.
All right, so again, we're gonna starting the turn by attacking is more important than ever against the Daybreak deck, because we don't want them to have a chance to deploy a big Daybreak thing. Do I want to attack with my 1 power things? Probably not. Actually, I probably don't want to attack with the 2/1 either. I think it's just these. The deck we're playing against the best aggregate game. Sweet. I did import a Leona deck, although I don't think it had Diana as the second champion. I think it had some new doctors. Yeah, Samurai.
Maharaka, time is now.
We'll follow you to the edge of daybreak. Bask in the light's radiance.
Always day. It's always sunny in Target. We're looking for chrono breaks. Yep. You. We're looking for a backup Echo. We're gonna spew 1 spell mana here, but that's fine. Yup. Now, the awkward part here is they get to stun Echo. So even when I Chrono Break, he can't attack.
Glorious light rains down.
Hopefully they challenger him. And then we get to Chrono Break for value. We're hoping they kill Echo so we can Chrono Break. What's going on, Niter? Thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Hey, Red Rover, let the Daybreaks come over. Did not take the bait.
Nuh-uh. These are my streets. Nuh-uh.
I think we just block. Do you go for Jinx level here? We could probably get some quick rocket lethals. Do we?
I
we
got
just
all the
do
time
this.
in the world.
And then we open attacks next turn. We have an overwhelm combat trick. What if I clap Echo, play Echo, Chrono Break? Oh, I'm short of mana of doing that. I'm short of mana of doing that. I ran out of time.
Echo! Will help? Echo!
Well, because then I'd have two Echoes in play if I play Echo Chat. Would be the upside.
Remember, we're the ones who make progress happen.
I do my own stunts.
I assume we're dead.
Back, unbeliever!
Daybreak stuff is still all sorcery speed, right? Let's give Leona the clap here.
Everyone goes boom!
Keep it up!
Chosen of the sun.
Her light rules the heavens.
Okay, so I let this happen.
The sun's splendor revealed.
And then I can Chrono Break, bring our friends back, and then I can Mystic Shot into Echo's Called Shot, level the table. Right? Super Mega Death Rocket still costs 1. I think we Mystic Shot this and just clean their blockers out. And it shows me getting the rocket. Well, the rocket's gonna kill the Always Day card.
We're doing it!
The rocket deals 1 to all their stuff, Jeff. Right? Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do some more Pokemon Unite tomorrow afternoon, Florence. This is my plan. Oh, they play Pale Cascade. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to Mystic Shot Always Sunny there. I think I just have to pass here. Is a Pokemon Unite pretty pay to win? Pokemon Unite is not any more pay to win than Marvel Snap is. Oh my god. Wait, can we kill them? We kill. Well, they're dead, right? We go. Clap you, Mystic shot you, get a rocket, kill you. Okay, Jinx is great in this deck. Fuck everybody that was gonna cut my Jinx. Who wanted to cut Jinx? You're off the team. What a... Alright, and then we have priority after this finishes. Toot toot. That was a great game. Yeah, she's totally in here for some reach, huh?
We blew them all up.
That is an apt description of what happened, Jinx. Apt description of what happened. Alright, variety games or not, I do still have my ads contract, so it's about that time. Non-subscribers, I will see you in 2 minutes. I'm not going to play any games during the ad break, but remember, if you don't want to see the ads, subscribe to the channel, get you out of that. Otherwise, we'll see you in 120 seconds. Appreciate everybody hanging out for some variety stuff today. We are going to be Marvel snapping this afternoon. They have a new card release coming, so we're doing our variety stuff this morning while we're waiting for that to drop. We're also going to open. I have almost 100 reserves ready to open. Maybe we'll open our first Series 5 card organically. What's the new card for Snap? It's Snow Guard, I think is her name. It's honestly a kind of low impact one. I don't really expect it to be a big deal. Pickaxe Ron, thank you for the 5 months. And Niner LP, thank you for the 3/4 of a year. I'm extra bad at catching notifications mid-game and new games. Hooray for minimal pixel variance, mood. I'm title and avatar complete, so I get a variant every 4 reserves, which is fun. So hopefully we'll get some good ones in addition to the inevitable pixels. Pixel variant complete incoming. Yeah, eventually. Yeah, just whale things, weeds. Pixel, title, and avatar complete. That was an extra part of the reason why I didn't pull during their variant rush, because I didn't want to be able to open extra avatars or extra titles that they added, because I was title complete. And there's a bunch of things that are lit up here. I assume I'm supposed to claim things. There's an event. There are things I'm supposed to click on in here. This is like a battle pass with a premium track. They're just gonna add more titles. I'm surprised they haven't added more titles, honestly. The store wants me to see something. I just haven't clicked through all of these since I came in, I assume. They have a lot of sweet skins. Just like new level up animations when you buy them too. Like, imagine if the cosmetics in Snap came with an entirely new animation. Could you imagine? You tried the Path of Champions? I'm not huge on single player card games. I prefer the PvP more than anything. Yeah, I'm hoping Ultimate and Mythic variants that they've teased, Maddie, will have them for sure. A keg the cosmetic that takes twice as long. Oh god, no. That would be the Monkey Paw version for sure. Oh, darkness stuff is still legal. That surprised me. This is like a toxic control deck, basically, right? I'm gonna keep Time Trick and mulligan the rest of this. Again, just looking for Echo and cheap predict cards to play on curve.
Come on, people.
This predicts, but it notably does not draw a card. So I'm gonna play this now before our turn starts, so that way we can grab a card of our choosing. I do not know what War of Omens is. Is that a game or a card here in Runeterra? The board wipes. That's a good question. Is Ruination a card I need to play around? What sweepers exist? You know, Jinx is probably pretty good in the control matchup. I'm actually going to keep her on top. I think against a not control deck, I would take a random here, but because, and this is actually one of the things I've always loved about Runeterra is getting to know what type of deck you're playing into is really nice. So these two champions, Senna and Vigor, they're controlled champions. So knowing that they're controlled champions, I can make choices that account for that.
Big brain.
That's really good for them and really bad for us. They're a darkness deck, which is the spell that gets bigger and bigger the more they do stuff. So I assume they're going to start by attacking with this so they can try and trick me. I'm going to go ahead and time trick here. We're hoping to predict into a mystic shot so we can kill this before it strikes. That's really atrocious for us. I'm going to take the backup echo though. I think taking a random for a trick shot is a mystic shot's not ideal. Mickey Cox for the half a year. Welcome back. If I take the time trick, I can level echo and attack with it next turn because I have 2 spell mana. Right? Yeah, I predicted 3 times already. There's a good chance our first copy of Echo and our second copy of Echo both die, but we need to just like get through their stuff. Yeah, that created a copy of Darkness in their hand, which deals 3. I could maybe bait with the Jinx. Whatever I play is dying to Darkness.
Jinx stands for Jinx. Durr.
Durr. The Freeze mid-range deck is currently the best deck in Runeterra, is my understanding. Skimming tier lists and people's opinions on things.
Astounding curiosities lie ahead.
There's a 7 mana kill all followers. There's a 6 mana kill everything with 3 power or less. Okay. Augment is whenever you play a created card gets 1 attack. We'll take a draw, and then we're going to try and time trick into another Mystic Shot, because I assume they're going to open attacks. Although I have a 2/2, so maybe they won't.
With our crystals combined.
Their darknesses getting bigger don't really matter at this point because they all already kill all my stuff, right?
Back in the game.
I'm gonna echo so we can block and generate some dark right here.
Genius. You never learn.
We'll do this, which lets us grab a Scrying Sands to keep Echo alive. How does Runeterra play versus Snap? Runeterra is infinitely more complicated than Marble Snap. By a lot. There's a lot more depth and a lot more going on. For better and worse, Runeterra is the most mentally taxing card game I've ever played. It's fun and deep, but it's definitely, if I play it for 4 or 5 hours, I feel it afterwards. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that there's no downtime, so you're on constantly while you're playing it. This game has way more going on than Magic the Gathering.
Topside.
And a big part of that is both players get their energy back and draw a card every turn. So the games, you have to, you're thinking more.
Oh dear.
Because you have to be constantly, in Magic, you like tap out and get a brain break. In Runeterra, there's none of that.
Come to witness my ingenuity, Lord Vega.
Stretching my legs, number 3. It's a tall people thing.
Oh, right. I remember this.
Let's do, you've dealt 12 plus with darkness, so I'm summoned. Round start, grant your darkness is bigger. I don't want to play voice because I assume they're gonna darkness echo. And if they darkness echo, I want to chrono break this turn.
I got all the time in the world.
We'll put augmented clockling on top because it draws a card. We're trying Hearthstone. Yeah, I played a bit of Hearthstone a few years back. The deck building depth in Hearthstone is pretty shallow. And because of that, it didn't really hold my attention. Okay, so Chrono Break's gonna bring back our lad, and it's gonna rally, which means we get to attack this turn. You see, I gained that attack token here, so I could go ahead and send
This is my future.
my folks in here again.
I will drink your darkness.
Get another free time trick here every time Echo strikes. I think we're just like all in on the Mystic shots for the direct damage at this point. Our goal here is to get them low enough and then like burn them out. These deal 2 to anything. The animations are very clean. Some of the champion animations are a little on the long side, but they're well done.
We'll make them pay.
The Shariba movie deck, yeah, basically.
Bring me darkness, sinner, and perhaps I will let you live.
It's a good
Summon
thing
or
you're cute,
attack,
Biggs.
create a darkness.
We must tell
I think I'm playing her out.
lest they be forgotten.
Zoe has unfortunately rotated out. I think we're letting this happen and letting this level up. And then I am going to Chrono Break, and then we're going to open out attacks next turn.
Eyes forward. Keep your distance.
Alright, all 3 Chrono Breaks. Let's go, gamers. Let's go, gamers. Oh, I guess if I use him,
Moving in.
I guess if I use him, oh, and they're down to 2. Are we just dead to Viego? No, I have 2 Mystic shots right here. There's also only to 7.
You know, deja vu isn't what it used to be.
And this is now slow, so I get to open attacks. You're wrong for a couple reasons. Oh, it'll be 8 next turn. You're right, it does get bigger, but it's also slow now because they were forced to jump block. So I get to open. I have 2 Mystic shots. It's slow. The darkness is a lot like Twitch chat. It just doesn't work out here for my opponent because it's slow.
All right, where's the after party?
Is this game like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Of League? Yeah, it's a card. This game's closer to Magic the Gathering than any other card game. But yeah, this is a League of Legends card game. Ever tried Teamfight Tactics? Teamfight Tactics is just like completely impenetrable. Its tutorial is non-existent. And I don't like the idea of having to constantly reference a bunch of stuff mid-game to figure it out. Plant mysterious portals randomly the top 4 cards of your deck. Summon a random 2 or 3 cost follower. If your board is full, create a 0 fleeting cost in hand. Okay, so I'm just keeping my predict things again. This is probably useful actually against their Dorko. I was shocked. So I tried to play TFT after having played a bunch of Runeterra. And Runeterra has a really good tutorial and onboarding experience. And I was genuinely shocked at how non-existent the tutorial was for TFT coming from Runeterra. Because Runeterra was just so well done. What's a chime do? Grant a random ally in hand 1/1. Okay. Oh, so this is kind of like a 3/2. That's pretty good. Right here. Every set, TFT becomes a new game and you have to relearn a lot. That sounds stressful.
When we look ahead, we know how to prepare.
All right, they've planted a mysterious portal. My money's on the mysterious portal's either not going to matter or it's going to lose us the game. Probably no middle ground.
I turn it like so.
I'm fine with all these cleaning out. TFT is the same tutorial as chess. Here's how to move the pieces. Good luck. Yeah, except there's like 800 more pieces, right? I would love a copy of Echo. I think we've had leveled Echo on 4 almost every game this set, which is part of the reason why we're running good. All right, so the portal just gives them a random Dorko, huh? This was chimed twice. Attack, put 3 chimes in your deck, okay?
I love it when things converge like that. Things aren't gonna improve themselves.
I think we're just taking 4 into open attacks next turn. It's a Chrono Break. Does Chrono Break mean I want to play Augmented Clockling? I think it does. I already have a Scrying Sand. 3 energy rating. Shit sounds busted.
Gotta focus.
A Bennis, thanks for the over 2 years. I appreciate that. When I'm summoned, or when I count down, plant 3 chimes, and then it draws. Okay, so this one's free. Do that. Yeah, I think I'm into Jinx. Am I? Am I into Jinx? Yeah, I think so.
All coming back to me now.
He's working towards his level up. You've increased stats of allies and player by hand 20 by 20 plus. Charging for it. Thank you for the 3rd of a year. Yeah, arcade was really good. I enjoyed it. Debating if they want to play something else out before they attack here. Their deck is doing stuff. So you equipped an ally this game, create a shadow feed to hand.
Home is just around the portal.
So I have enough energy to Jinx, Mystic Shot, and
Just you and me,
Chrono Break.
And them.
Man, I miss you so much.
Deal 1 to a unit. Put your traps or boots activated this round. Deal 3 instead. Okay.
2 over?
Yes, lively.
It's like a little bit of a risky pass because they could choose to not attack, but I think they're just attacking all of the time here. So we block like this, and then we Chrono Break and get all of our friends back. Hey, Frazier, thanks for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. It's a sponsor. No, Chad, if something is sponsored, it'll be listed in the stream title as sponsored. It's a legal requirement. Hey, Adam, thanks for the 6 months. Oh, God, this redraws a card. Would we put it back out? That's so sick. I wasn't expecting that.
I do my own stunts.
I should have been, but I wasn't.
You feel it too.
Oh, it did say play. What did it? Oh, is that bugged then? It must be bugged, right?
You know, deja vu isn't what it used to be.
All right, I'm gonna Mystic Shot this Storko, and then we'll open on attacks next turn.
Waddling away.
No portal here for them is good for us.
Heading topside.
Just open on a strong attack here.
No.
This Rite of Negation is so good.
Echo!
Okay, and then this Chrono Break's just lethal, right?
One more time. This is my future.
We brewing or net decking? Definitely net decking. Anybody that shows up to a new card game thinking they can brew is an idiot. Should always start by working with things that other people that have more experience than you have put time into. Gotta get a feel for how the game works, how the format works. Like, I'm pretty familiar with Runeterra mechanically, but the card pool's very different than the last time I played. Like, even this deck's a great example, right? Like, we started after the first couple games, we're like, Jinx is kind of weird. Why is Jinx here? And then, like, we played more, and it became very apparent why Jinx was there. I think our opponent might have DC'd. By DC'd, I mean rage quit. We crunch people down here in the pits with this deck.
All right, where's the after party?
All right. Alright, someone earlier said this was the best deck in the game. Let's change up our cosmetics to show some of those off. We have the KDA board. So, Marvel Snappers will appreciate this because Marvel Snap has no music variety. The music you hear in Runeterra changes based on the cosmetic game board that you have equipped. And this particular game board, the KDA one, actually has a toggle in it to switch between 3 different KDA songs. I want to keep my early cards here. This is an aggressive deck. It might be right to keep the 5, but having a bunch of these to start seems insane. All right, what is this card? I should have read my cards before we started. When I'm Summoner Strike, create a flare in your hand. Deal 1 to the enemy nexus or give an ally challenger. Okay. I see you play 6+ cards, reset. Open up vision. All right, let me know if this is too loud compared to my voice, but I'm gonna turn the music up a little bit for the KDA board.
Discipline and conviction.
Alright, so this has a support mechanic. Deal 1 to my supported ally to grant me 1/1. Oh, fuck, I forgot this was Daybreak.
Punish transgressions.
That's fine. It'll be fine. They're probably blocking this anyways, but I messed that up. That's fine. No harm, no foul. Ends up being the same.
Take the shot or lose the chance.
Oh, this is burst. That's not good. Wow, she's kind of messed up, huh? Seems real good.
Raise your weapon, Sunwood.
giving this challenger.
Devotion to battle.
Then we'll hook this and trade. Commit. We've got might here if they want to try and block my champion. Kill an ally to deal 3 to a unit and summon a random husk. Alright, I'm gonna trade these here and push a little bit extra. That's gonna be a little aggro, but I don't think they're 3 off the board. It's always sunny in target. Can't block that. The sound effects got a little high. Fine. I'm gonna leave the music louder. Oh wait, I can pull it down for just you all, actually. That should be good. Fancy mixer settings. Am I opening attacks here? I think I'm opening attacks just to smack them. That is a large lad. How did Pokemon against it? It was alright. I think we're gonna do some more of that tomorrow afternoon.
May our light shine forever.
How do they choose what to rotate out? Did they say? I mean, it seems like they've rotated based on power level, or based on like game effects. They kept cards with the type of gameplay they wanted to keep, basically.
The whole world will know my anguish.
I would like to stun that one, please.
I command you.
Don't ask for permission or forgiveness.
Does playing an equipment pass priority? Chad, I've never played equipment. Does playing an equipment pass priority? It does? Yeah, I assume that was the case. Okay. Challenger on you.
Devotion to battle.
They have nothing? Got him. Sometimes lucky.
The Shadow Isles are just the beginning.
Deal Reno.
Let's make the next mission riskier, huh?
Nice. Is it PvE or PvP? It's both. So I'm playing on their ranked ladder currently. That was a human. This is a human being. We're playing against all humans this morning here. But they also have a single player Slay the Spire-esque card game single player thing that you can play. And this one's on PC as well as mobile. We're up to 900 people in here this morning. That's not bad. I'm gonna do some more of this later this week. I think we're gonna do, my buddy Matt has off work tomorrow, so I think I'm gonna do some Pokemon Unite duos with him tomorrow afternoon. Maybe Thursday we'll do some more Runeterra at the end of the stream. Today we're starting with Runeterra because Marvel Snap has a card release this afternoon and I want to play with their new card release when it comes out. But the rest of the week we're doing variety at the end of the day. We'll do Snap first and then a different game after. Yes, Pokemon Unite is League of Legends, but with Pokemon. They are Ash LeBlanc. Okay, so this is what I've seen people say is the best deck in the format. So we'll see how this matches up. Am I replacing these two? Keeping one of these might be fine. I have a 1-2 curve here. Pigeon into Sunhawk on 1-2 seems strong. Whoa, that is way different than the last time I saw it. Daybreak, or when you activate another Daybreak, grant me 1/1. That's much better than whatever this used to do. I think I want to start bumping this up. I think I'm just playing this. I don't get obviously it only pumps itself, but I just want to play on curve and punch them a bunch. Yeah, this used to be like a 5 or 6 drop, right? Now it's good. Yeah, so you could technically play Pokemon Unite on PC via BlueStacks, but it's not easy to set up. I've set it up before. Oh yeah, I forgot. We can toggle the board.
History forgets, but the Black Rose remembers.
I'm gonna play Sun Guard, and then we'll use the stun off the Hawk next turn to push damage.
Smoke and mirrors.
No blocks. Pale Cascade is 1/1 draw card. That one was nerfed a while ago. That one was nerfed when I was still playing. So Sunhawk comes down, makes this bigger, stuns LeBlanc. They have Reckoning mana. Yeah, that's true. If they Reckoning us, I can at least Pale Cascade to save my 4/5, right?
Faster than my arrow? I think not.
For those of you that were worried about Reckoning, you'll note that I was not. My mama didn't raise no coward, and I'd encourage you to be a little bit braver. This isn't Marvel Snap. They're not 75% to have the card that beats you. Making them have it is frequently going to be correct. We spent the first hour playing Echo Jinx, second deck of the day. The attempt to trade here, they could have another copy of that Frostbite a thing to save their Ash. Brittle Frost, I think it was they played earlier.
tribes.
Oh, it's 3 health. I thought it was 3 power. I had those mixed up. Do they open on attacks? They should open here, right? Get LeBlanc leveled. Mirror image of an exact copy of an ally. Really? Bold strategy, Cotton.
The dawn has arrived.
Imagine not opening attacks against the Daybreak deck.
Power of the sun.
The divine power of the sun. Bum 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 bum.
Daylight everlasting.
Yeah, Riot's got a lot of money, Bootman. But they did not skip any of the frills with the audio and visual design in Runeterra. But they put their Warbucks into making it all real purty like. This game related to League. Yes, this is Riot's League of Legends base card game. Hey, King Cow, thanks for the half a year. Thanks for sticking around. Are there bots in this game like Snap? There are not. You can choose to play against computer AIs in a special game mode, but the latter is all human beings. Which is nice. Honestly, the existence of bots in Marvel Snap is one of the worst things about the application, in my opinion. I'm really not a fan of it. All right, so they're probably like a burn deck here, right? With these two champions. I think this might be a pass on 2 bank spell mana for Pale Cascade, Sun Guardian on 3. Aren't bots necessary steps, otherwise the cubes would be 0-sum game. Well, they give you extra cubes when you hit breakpoints on the ladder. But yeah, they help inject cubes into the system to a degree. But like, there's also bots inside of Infinite in Marvel Snap where cubes no longer matter, for example. At a minimum, I really wish they would get rid of bots post-Infinite. Bunka. I don't know that this is a game 3. Is this a graphical bug? What's going on here with the pig square? These are ephemeral, so they go away after they hit me. And again, I can carry over 3 energy to the following turn. So I get to go ahead and just pass here and carry this 2 over.
I excel at making heads turn and roll.
I assume they're just taking this one on the chin. Just racing here. For us. Is long-term progression of this game just tied to card acquisition? Kind of. They give you so many cards for free that, like, once you start playing, you'll just, like, arbitrarily have everything. So I don't even know that it's fair to say it's tied to Can I do that? I assume they're gonna like do this and power it up and hook my 3/3 here, right? Let's take a shot. Yeah, I think I'm just taking 3 here. I think I play this to trigger Daybreak, even though obviously its effect's not doing anything this turn. We'll play Crimson Pigeon, and then we'll Leona next turn. Yeah, for people asking about, like, rates for free-to-play and stuff, I not only spend money on every game that I play, but Riot actually hooks their creators up with stocked accounts. So, like, when I came back here to poke in for the first time in a little bit, like, I just had wildcards courtesy of Riot to, like, craft whatever I wanted to craft. Although most people that are just regular people playing, that seems to be their experience. Once they play for a little bit, it's fairly easy to keep up, but that's not something I've done personally, because Riot freebies and dollar bills. We tried playing some Standard on Arena, and honestly, I just don't really enjoy Magic as a game anymore. I was gonna try and play some Snapcaster Mage when they released it, but it turns out Snapcaster Mage got fucking power crept out of Historic. So I don't even think I'm gonna bother with that.
Bask in the light's radiance.
Oh, they changed Morning Light. That's pretty good. Snapcaster is sitting in with Gwei for the Santos quarter. Yeah, basically. I think Runeterra's core gameplay loop is really good. I was a little bit disillusioned with the game when they made it very combo-centric, but part of the reason why I'm making a point to poke back in is they rotated out a lot of the very combo-centric cards that I was unhappy with playing against. Lee Sin was like the #1 offender of Jeff fucking hates this experience. They got rid of a lot of the cards that don't care about combat. Much like Magic the Gathering, I think Runeterra is at its best when attacking and blocking matters. And it looks like they got rid of a lot of the cards that made attacking and blocking not matter. And I'm sure there's still some amount of that in the game, but like how prevalent it is really matters. There were a lot of cards that made combat not matter. I think I'm just leveling up Leona and pumping the squad here.
Behold the divine power of the sun!
And obviously, it could just be that I'm in the pits, but like, you know, we played for an hour and a half this morning almost, and most of our games have been very, very combat-centric, so I've enjoyed what we have going on so far.
The power of the immortal sun. Glorious light rains down.
It was me, Bam. Thanks for the 16 months, by the way. Appreciate it. And King Cow, thanks for the half a year. Apologies to the regulars. I've been a little slow on grabbing the notifications today. Trying to keep up with chat and follow a game that I'm less familiar with makes it a little more challenging.
Feel the sun's glory.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things, Poseidon. Like, I follow Mogwai's content, and he's been streaming a bit of this again and making some videos for it. But I assumed the play patterns had changed a bit since he was back into it, because he was a little sour on the play patterns, too.
The sun brought
Previously.
good.
This game is very over at this point. We are firmly in garbage time. Need, like, one more turn to kill our opponent, but they are dead. Morning, Mr. Killy. Or afternoon now, I suppose.
Splendor revealed.
Unless they have Jinx. Honestly, even if they have Jinx at this point, I don't think she's enough. We have so much damage.
Daylight everlasting.
Bask in the light's radiance.
Apparently, our opponent's username is something bad in German. I see those messages yet. I don't know how to report people, though, so here we are. Leona has barrier and challenger. It seems like a lot. Definitely seems like a lot. I will say, the number one thing Marvel Snap makes me appreciate is that the cube system means that people don't play through garbage time a lot of the time. Like, this game that we were playing was like... The game that we were playing there was done for like the previous 3 turns, but we had to like sit there and click through it still. They weren't coming back. Oh, I have rewards. Epic card. Alright, non-subs, it's about that time. Perfect while I'm clicking through words. Anyways, I have an ad requirement here on Twitch, so we're gonna take a 2-minute ad break. We're gonna wait to start the next game until after those are done. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Remember, if you don't want to see the ads, subscribing to the channel is a great way to do that. Otherwise, we'll see you in 120 seconds. People in Runeterra don't know how to surrender until the higher ranks. Yeah, I mean, sometimes tryhards want to eke out every bit of equity too, right? What's your credit card gonna do in the meantime? Runeterra doesn't like getting paid. That's true. Credit card is very confused. Like, you started a new game. You started back up a different game. You didn't have to use me. How does this work? My wife did not get a chance to play the Diablo 4 beta. I poked at it a little bit. It seemed all right. I imagine we'll probably play it when it comes out. New Path of Exile season. I can never get into that one. Felt like there was a lot going on there. Event Pass is kind of bug right now. It starts glowing for tiny progress. Okay. Let's try the Fizz Samaria deck next time we get back and try to game board too. I have a lot of cosmetics from the last time that we played. Believe it or not, chat, when I was playing this a bunch, we spent on cosmetics in this one. A lot of pet friends too. in Baldur's Gate 3. I actually played through all of Act 1 in Baldur's Gate 3 on stream when it opened beta initially. I don't fully know what my variety plans are long term. We're doing a couple hours of variety games every day this week. Metrics for Runeterra today are all right. We're up to almost 1,000 people in here starting with it, which is pretty good. Not quite as good as Snap, but still reasonably strong. I'm interested. I think I'm gonna do some more Pokemon Unite tomorrow afternoon, but I think we're gonna do more Runeterra on Thursday. And we'll see how that looks streaming it after we do Snap. How much variety I do longer term will likely be dictated by whether or not Snap decides to manage their formats reasonably. With the patch of the 18th, how many leeches and stuff are around? Zir Rectan. We're an aggro deck. I assume I just want to like mulligan for curve here. We'll keep her. Yeah, I'll keep Stylish Shot. Sun Disc. Okay. Summon me from your deck if it's all Shuriba. Countdown 25. When an Ascendant ally levels, advance me 9 rounds. Immediately draw one of each of your Ascendant allies. The rest of the game, your level 2 Ascendant allies are level 3. So I need to kill them before this happens, right?
Got them for our god!
I don't really want to trade Fizz for their 3-1, so I'm gonna pass here. Fizz gets elusive every time we play a spell, so save him to sneak past.
I excel at making heads turn and roll.
For glorious battle!
Flare's kind of cracked with Fizz, huh? That seems kind of nutty. Father Fury. Plunder, refill 1 spell mana, and create a random card. Interesting. Okay. I think I'm gonna this Challenger her. Fizz gets elusive. Crack them, hook this. She has, so Challenger lets her force this to block. Quick attack means she hits this and it doesn't hit back.
Good death.
He makes another flare. We'll play Father Fury. Tapping out. Oh, I wasn't tapped out. I had 1 extra, actually. Those things also elusive. That seems great. Plunder. I cost 2 less. Draw 2. Give them fleeting. All right, Lizard. When I challenge an ally, give me 2/1. Manifest a follower you can afford. I'm gonna pass. I assume they're gonna give him Challenger and smack me.
No mercy, face your end.
Okay, this evolves when it deals 4 more damage. Oh, I thought this was our champion. Oops. Play 2 spells in a round, grant other allies +1. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, so I'll pass back to us. Can I play, if I play 1 before I play him, does it count as one of the two spells? Can I can I play a spell, attune, and then play a second spell and trigger him? No, he has to see the spells. Okay.
Fleet Admiral Shelly reporting for duty. Just a briny deep.
Do I want to give something to here? They could have the one of their things makes it so they can block an elusive, right?
Glorious battle.
I think we just let them.
I will wet my blade on their bones.
Stylish shot is kind of wild with Fleet Admiral. Attack, give me 3/3. We're 100% dead next turn. Yeah, that's what it seems like.
We'll find our prey. No retreat.
How do I retreat? That one? Alright, I think we're gonna finish our last couple of games playing some more Echo Jinx. It's like, that's my favorite of the decks we've played today. Where's the escape button? Oh, okay. Well, I think against an aggro deck, I actually keep all 4 of these cards. We are just a turbo echo deck, essentially, so easily put that on top. We have enough predict teed up here. Quicksand's probably pretty good in
this
this
timeline,
deck.
we're sure to save Icathia.
I think we're probably the control deck in a matchup like this,
like
so I'm gonna prioritize keeping cards that can help me stay alive. I I think we've leveled Echo on, for people that are just joining us, we played this deck to start today, and I think we leveled Echo on 4 in every game that we played today. Although if I have to Mystic Shot here, we're gonna miss that for next turn. Oh, but I guess we could just Scrying Sands, depending on what they do. They have Challenger, then we Scrying Sands, then we go for it.
This should be fun.
So... put you here and you here. I think trading this for 5 life is worthwhile against their deck. Like I said, I wanna make choices that prolong the game for me. And he is good to go, and we peel the Scrying Sands here. Lovely.
Future is whatever I'm making. Back in the game.
It could have been right to keep the Jinx on the previous turn just in case they have like a clap to kill the Echo here. We do not.
This is my future.
Oh, Get Excited. They rotated Get Excited. Oh, that's interesting. So the only way to play Get Excited is getting it off of Jinx then. I think if we just like have a giant pile of Mystic Shots, they basically can't win the game.
Powder, never mind.
I'll give you to the count of that. Where is it?
So they don't have energy to use her rocket this turn. Quicksand is gonna put Jinx firmly underground.
You made choices.
You made choices, sure did. This is probably the game. Yeah, I think we're firmly in garbage time at this point. Meaning, the game hasn't ended yet, but our opponent basically can't win. Oh yeah, Chrono, if we weren't already in garbage time, the Chrono break cements it. They had like an outside, oh, I should have played the Feral Presence before we drew. They had like an outside chance of being in this, if they could kill this.
I do my own stunts.
Double Chronos, yep. Brings my friend back even if they kill him, yep. Got me. Yeah, that Mystic Shot could have kept them in the game if we hadn't peeled the Chrono
Just
break.
you and me, Fishbones. And them.
Chrono break that only brings our friend back, but it rallies, meaning we get to attack.
You know, deja vu isn't what it used to be.
Does Chrono break give me another Echo? It does give me another Echo. I forgot that works that way. I was like, oh, we just use this to rally. No, we rally and we get another Echo.
I do my own stunts.
This deck definitely feels better than the last time I played it. I played Echo Zillion was a thing before rotation. That was like very cringe. I will say, the one thing that makes me kind of sad, that made me bounce off of Runeterra's competitive stuff a little bit, is I'm really not a huge fan of multi-deck competitive formats, because like, this deck's sweet, and I love this deck, but like, even if I thought it was competitive and I wanted to play it a bunch and play it a lot, I can never do more than ladder with it, right? Like, I also have to have 2 other decks I want to play. And it's like, I find it so difficult to like find 3 decks that I love in any card game. Like even in Snap, I find that challenging. They're single deck gauntlets. Yeah, but all of their bigger competitive stuff in like Worlds is like all multi-deck, right? Yeah, part of it's just like my Magic background, but like I probably won't ever realistically do anything more than play ladder matches because I just don't like finding 3 decks I love is hard. I think Augmented Clockling is too expensive to keep in an opening hand. We're obviously keeping Chronomancer and Echo Mulligan, these 2 looking for more cheap on curve predicts. And for what it's worth, chat, I don't think the 3-deck format is bad, so don't let me talking about not liking it be interpreted as that. It's just how I personally enjoy playing card games. It doesn't allow it to be a good competitive outlet for me personally. You know, there's a lot of people that like it, and that's great that they like it, but as someone who really enjoys brewing in card games, I find it difficult to impossible to brew 3 competitive decks, meaning that anytime I want to play a multi-deck tournament in any card game, I basically have to bring stock net decks for some amount of the lineup. And that removes some of the joy for me. When you have to just like, all right, what's the reasonable stock thing? And you have to play it. This is predict number 2, so this is predict number 3, this is predict number 4. We'll keep the Pharaoh presence.
The possibilities are endless.
Yeah, that's what I did. Bring a stock list, hoping it gets banned, but it just like always kind of works out that you end up having to play the stock list for some amount of the tournament. It feels bad moment.
It can be undone.
Yeah, Runeterra originally had a draft mode. It was wildly unpopular, so much so that they canceled it. I think I'm skipping on these. I don't actually know what we're looking for at this point. Maybe just like a backup Echo.
Heads up.
Definitely want to play Echo this turn because we'll get to level him up and then likely open on attacks next turn, get some value off of him.
If it ain't my favorite time-traveling genius, punk buddy.
Well, I'd be weirded out if I wasn't.
Why not wait to play him? Because I might block with him here. Want the option. Am I blocking with him? Probably not.
Don't touch it.
Nuh-uh.
This. I'm gonna open an attack next turn.
My work.
This is my future.
Actual best draw on the deck.
Our sun will not set today.
All coming back to me now.
We need to go a little bit wider before we, Okay, double Chrono could really get him next turn.
Take the shot or lose the chance.
It's always Sunny and Targan, but they don't have enough mana for Leona this turn, which is great for us.
Devotion to battle.
Yeah, I think the big problem with Runeterra's draft mode is Runeterra's draft mode was not good for people who liked draft in other card games.
See you.
It's like the TLDR. It was very different. Are they dead? Let's do it, huh?
I do my own stunts.
Man, I'm good.
Now you just slam voices? Is that good? Is that what it? I just block like these. I think I want to just Chrono Break again, right?
I got all the time in the world.
So Chrono Break lets me rally again, and it gives me another Echo, right? Sure does. We would want to snap here before the second Chrono Break goes on the stack. Before the first Chrono Break goes on the stack, really.
One more time.
It's also our turn to attack next turn. So like, even in a world where this wasn't lethal, we'd get to open on attacks again here.
Gaze into the light.
Like all the free time tricks.
You know, deja
The
vu
people
isn't
wondering,
my
but
first-
Jeff, couldn't you just go to your turn and attack them? Listen, if they didn't want to sit here and watch me draw cards, they could retreat. They have extra cubes to spare their pump egg.
This is my future.
My future. Got me. Hey, Seth. Thank you for the 5 years. That's a long time. Welcome back. I am doing swell. Alright. That feels like a solid game to end on. I think I'm doing 1 or 2 more, but like that. I feel like in various games like card games, by the end of a session, you're like, all right, that was a good one. Like, let's end the session on a high note. For people that enjoy Runeterra stuff, if you want to check out all of today's session, we played for about 2 hours. It'll be up on my Jeff Oakland YouTube channel later this evening. I think we're going to do some more Runeterra, checking out a couple other decks on Thursday afternoon at the end of the stream. We're going to kick on over to playing some Marvel Snap. They've got a new card release here later this afternoon, and I've got almost 100 reserves that we're going to open. We're going to play some other stuff before then. Let's do that.